Kia ora, everyone. Welcome to the Northland Artists Conversation. My name is Mark Kelly. I am your host, your guide, and yes, that is correct, your Sherpa. Thanks for joining us again. This has been an excellent podcast to sort of get back into. We took March off this year. There was a few things that had sort of popped up, and it made things a little bit more difficult and challenging. So it was just easier just to take a month off. So thanks for sticking around and checking out this podcast. Please like, share, subscribe, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and all the other socials that we have. We really do appreciate it. We've been growing our audience pretty consistently, and we'd like to keep that momentum going forward. So thanks very much. I'm going to flick to my camera now. Today's guest. So we have been trying to get a tattooist throughout Northland for 4 years. Getting a tattooist was always kind of on the original game plan of people that we wanted, but we just couldn't find anyone. So when we were able to connect with our guest for this podcast, we were super stoked. And it was great. We'll talk about some technical issues that we sort of had at the start before we started recording the podcast. We got through them, and then we kind of came out the other side with what I think is actually a really kick-ass podcast. So I'm going to shut up. I'm going to let you guys get stuck into it. Let's sit down and have a conversation with J. Doyle. Few delays, but thank you for being here tonight in this wonderful. Well, it's cold tonight. It's going to be cold.
A little bit chillier than yesterday.
Yeah, it is. It is. We haven't really had much of a summer this year.
I didn't enjoy summer regardless. I just worked.
Yeah. Anyway. Welcome to the podcast. We don't have a specific starting. And now we were talking about this before. You've got your previously unmarried name, but you are known to the world as
J. Doyle.
J. Doyle.
Yes, that's what I'm known as in the tattoo industry.
There we go. Hooray! For those of you that are watching, this is the first ever tattoo artist we've had on. It only took 4 years. So thank you so much for joining us on the Northland Artists Conversation. This is going to be very cool. Due to a few technical issues, we've started a bit later than what we normally would. Thank you so much for just being cool and chilling and talking and stuff like that. I feel like we've covered off a multitude of topics. So anyway, thanks very much for coming, and we'll catch you. No, I'm kidding.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. That's been lovely. Tattooing is always been, to me, has always been a very interesting creative expression. Most people, nowadays tattoos people are a lot more open-minded about tattoos.
Yes.
Back when I was 20, if you had tattoos, you still covered them up. Because that was 30 years ago, so we just did that sort of stuff. As we were discussing earlier, there's a lot of different styles, and you were saying a lot of different words that I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about, but they're apparently. What was your kind of creative journey as you were a kid growing up? Because you don't get to like 3 years old and go, I'm going to be a tattooist. Talk me through how we kind of, growing up. Was it like a creative household or?
It wasn't a creative household. I was the only one that was creative.
Okay.
But I just always remember drawing. I actually, in my portfolio, I have drawings from when I was 11.
Really?
Yeah, and I would draw characters and flowers. And I just thought, well, I'll keep them anyway. And I don't know why I just kept them because they were nostalgic to me. But for me, drawing and artwork was like an emotional release.
Really? Okay.
I don't know how to explain it. I guess I didn't do a lot, so I didn't play sport. I didn't get to go out. We were kind of poor, so I did drawing and drawing's free.
Financially challenged.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's no price on creativity, really.
That's it exactly. And I think that's why, kids will often gravitate towards creativity or like just hanging out with mates and doing sport and stuff like that, because it's relatively cost effective. A pen and some paper, or a pencil and some paper, and you can do magical things with it.
Pretty much. And I just remember having just pencils, and then Christmas time I'd get art stuff, and I'm like, oh, I love Christmas because I get art stuff, and I always knew I would get art stuff for Christmas. And I'm like, Christmas.
Was that kind of one of the things that sort of led you through your schooling, was like, well, I get some art stuff at Christmas time and then I can create?
Yeah. And my mum actually wasn't that supportive of me doing art as a subject in high school. Really? Because she didn't think that it was going to get me anywhere in life. And she struggled in school, so she didn't want me to struggle in life later.
Right, okay, yeah.
So she thought that I should only do science, academic stuff, English, accounting, and she wanted me to go to university.
The sensible things, right? Yeah.
And I just was so passionate about art. I was actually distraught when she's like, you're not going to high school and you're not taking art.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Not taking, yeah.
Mum, where's the support?
I know, but my cousin talked her into it. He's like, hey, she can get a lot of credits for art, and that can help her pass better. So that kind of like won my mum over, and she's like,
yeah, nice.
I suppose you can take art.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy though.
I see where she's coming from.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, totally.
And in my mind at that time, I was kind of thinking about being an accountant.
Really?
Or being getting like a business degree. So I was kind of like going through school, thinking about stuff like that. And it wasn't until year 13 that I was like, I kind of want to do something I love, and that's not go to uni and do something like that. I want to be an artist, whether it's become an art teacher, study fine arts in uni, or just I wanted to be an artist.
Aside from the art, how was school for you?
It was cool for me because I was invisible. So I just...
you just kind of blended into the background, and everyone went,
Pretty much. I was from what I hear from people that come in from high school and get tattoos, they're like, you're the girl that did art. So they remember me doing art, but that was about it.
Far out. Okay. No bullying, or like, and your grades weren't like exceptional or shit. They were just kind of in the middle.
They were, I wouldn't say they were the best, because there's always like the really good people, but they were good grades.
Yeah, wow.
And I did get a little bit bullied in my first year by an older girl, but that got sorted real quick. And then I got a little bit of bullying in year 12.
That got sorted real quick, or?
No, it kind of, no, I didn't mean it like that. I just mean like my mum paid a visit.
Got sorted real quick.
No, my mum didn't mess around with bullies.
Okay, right, yeah.
And it was a bully from someone that bullied me in primary school, and then because they were older, and then we were in high school together.
Yeah.
But yeah, year 12, but it didn't like affect me that much.
Nice.
I had a solid group of friends. So.
Yeah, cool.
And we just cruised.
Yeah.
We just went to school.
Yeah.
And did our thing.
Far out.
Yeah.
And I guess sort of just going under the radar means that you're not so visible and high profile that people are like, yeah, we need to take her down a fucking peg or two.
That happened later.
yeah. And we'll get to that. So you get through all of your schooling, you've got pretty good grades. Like you do well, NCEA and all that sort of stuff.
I actually did fail year 13 because I was sick in the exams, and then I couldn't be bothered applying because I already got the apprenticeship.
Yeah.
So
oh, right. Yeah.
I was like, I don't even need level 3. So I got sick at the exam, and I just needed 2 English credits. And
was that it?
Yeah, that was it. So.
Well,
I was like, I'm not going to.
Yeah, no, who cares? What happened? So we were talking beforehand, and you said year 13 was the year where you went, I'm going to go from drawing on paper and canvas to drawing on flesh. Mm-hmm. What happened? I'm dying to know how a 17-year-old, 16-year-old
17.
was able to make such a cohesive life choice and it actually still be where you are now.
I think that the moment was when my best friend's brother was getting a tattoo, and I went into the tattoo studio and watched him get his chest done, and I was like, this is something I could do maybe.
Really?
And then, because at that time, I was a little bit behind in maths because I was doing like an extracurricular art thing outside of high school.
Yeah.
So for extra tutoring, I drew up a tattoo design for the person teaching me. And she got it tattooed, actually.
Of course she did.
Yeah. And I was like, well, I already drew up a tattoo design.
Yeah.
And I kind of sneakily got like a home job tattoo that I drew up myself.
Oh, wow.
After I saw that. I was like, oh.
What was it about stepping into the studio that made you go, this makes sense? Was it actually watching it go from like a blank canvas to like being filled with art, or was it because getting a tattoo is quite a personal thing, right? You don't have a needle that's 2 feet long and you're just kind of waving and hoping for the best. You really have to get up close and personal with people, right? What was sort of the aspects that made you go, yeah, I get this?
The art form. I was actually the end of the day, so he had a lot done.
Yeah.
So I was like, whoa. And there's like artworks on the wall.
Yeah.
Like it's really old school tattoo studio, so they had all their flash designs on the walls and stuff. And I was like, whoa, I'm kind of already, well, in my mind, I was drawing up designs. They were probably pretty average. But
if they're still in your portfolio, they can't have been too average, right?
Yeah. They were enough to land me an apprenticeship.
So let's not sell yourself too short here. If you've got drawings from when you were 11 that are part of a portfolio that helped get you into an apprenticeship for a tattoo, yeah, you're pretty good. Right, you're not sucking. They're not going to go, well, we'll give her a pity apprenticeship. I don't think that's a thing.
I think I annoyed them, to be honest. So after that, excuse me, I built more a portfolio.
Yeah.
And because I was drawing and making artwork weekly, I went to a couple studios. Actually, I only went to 2, and then the second one, they had just started up, and they were like friendly, and they're like, oh yeah, that's cool. And then I just kept coming back weekly. I was like, oh, look what I did this week. Look what I did this week.
So it was one of those things where, like, and it's so weird because it's not like, is it like going in and interviewing for a job? Well, because I mean, as someone who's interviewed people over the decades for positions and stuff like that, you want to find out about the person. Are they a dick? Are they a decent person? Are they going to be able to do the work, or is it like, here's my portfolio?
At the time, I walked in with my portfolio, and I didn't necessarily ask for a job or an apprenticeship. I was just wanted to know more about the industry, and I was just asking them like, oh, I'd be keen to know more about the industry because I'm still in school, so I want to finish my year.
Yeah.
And I just went in weekly and would show them my artworks, and they'd show me things, and then eventually they're like, oh, do you want to come in and be our apprentice?
Now, when was it that you first got to pick it up and actually do something? Not necessarily on someone. I don't know if I'm gonna say something really dumb. Just please bear with me for a second.
All good.
Is there such a thing as test flesh?
I do remember my first time tattooing something, and it was a banana.
Okay, right. Okay, I feel a little bit better then. Like, I was just test flesh doesn't sound right, but I was like, okay,
no,
great.
They have fake skins now, but at that time there wasn't fake skins available, so it was. I tattooed some oranges and bananas.
Okay.
But that wasn't for a long while, so
right.
You have to build up your drawing, which I actually did after hours. I didn't do it during my apprentice days, if that makes sense. So while I was apprenticing, so I had to draw in my own time. Yeah.
Okay, so That's great. I would have thought they would have been part of it, but
every mentor is different.
yeah.
My apprentices, I make them draw at the studio as well. Like, they have their cleaning duties.
Yeah.
To learn sanitation, how to pack down, set up a station in the most sanitary way possible.
Right. Yeah.
Because cross-contamination. I think hygiene is much more important as well. Like, totally nothing to do with that, but there's people's blood. So.
Yes. Yeah. From my first tattoo to my last tattoo, I remember my tattoo artists treated hygiene very differently. The first guy was sitting there having a smoke while he was
having a durry.
Yeah, having a durry. Man, I haven't said that word in years, but yeah, having a durry while he's like, "Yeah, mate, it looks really good." So if you're drawing outside of work, what was a normal day for you like as an apprentice then?
For me, it was a lot of cleaning and watching.
Okay.
For a long time. And I guess doing stock take stuff. So I also had a part-time job. I actually worked 2 part-time jobs outside of my tattoo apprenticeship because I had my own rental. Okay, so this is a side story.
Okay.
Because
let's go on a side quest.
It does it makes a difference into my work ethic. So
okay.
I think it was about 7 or 8 months into my apprenticeship, my nana passed away, and I ended up having my younger brother.
Yeah.
And then there was a point where it was like, do I give up my apprenticeship?
Yeah, wow.
Or do I?
Yeah.
Do I give? Do I pass them off to someone else? That sounds sad, but that was a.
Well, you kind of reach that point where you're like, do I continue with my career, which means that I need to absolve myself of this situation because you're not in a position to be able to provide the time and care that he would need.
Yeah, and he's a young teenager at the time, so
yeah.
which I learned. So I decided I can do both, and it was hard.
You did both?
Yeah. So
wow.
I ended up, obviously with the help of like work and income, they helped me because I needed some additional support for housing. So we got our own house.
Yep.
And not many 18-year-olds could say they had their own flat. And that was really nice. That's how they helped me.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I had that. I had my brother, my apprenticeship.
Yeah.
And then I had a bakery job.
At like the 4 a.m. bakery job?
No, I was lucky. It was only 8 till 4.
Okay. They're definitely reasonable hours, 8 till 4.
Yeah. And then I ended up working at Domino's as well. So I did night shift at Domino's.
Really?
Yes.
So, okay, hang on.
Sorry.
Is this all at the same time?
All at the same time.
So you were raising a teenager while studying to become a tattoo artist, working in a bakery, and then doing evenings at Domino's.
Yeah, so...
Oh, wow.
They did happen at different points as well. So it was bakery and apprenticeship at the same time. But then I kind of needed more money, so...
Wow.
I did all 3, but then I started getting really run down and sick.
Yes.
So then I worked out, well, if I quit the bakery, I can do more days at my apprenticeship to fast track it.
Yes.
And then I can just do night shifts at Domino's. But there were some long days.
Yeah. And you were 18, 19, 20?
18, 19, 20.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
That's actually not too dissimilar from myself. 20 years old, I was running a record store, and I worked at Video Easy, and then a Spaceys parlour. So my days would start at 7 a.m, and sometimes they wouldn't finish until 12. It's a hard work ethic, man.
Yeah. So I think that that's why I mention it, because I have a hard ethic, and I put that into my career,
Yeah. Well, it's hearing that you can understand why you're as successful as you are, because there's not a lot of people. Oh God, it was a boomer. Fuck, I'm going to sound like a boomer. I think that's what I've been accused of being before. But back in my day, that was kind of expected. You worked lots and lots and lots of crazy hours, and nowadays it's kind of not really done. We've had a guest on here before. studying at high school whilst working at a fish and chip shop and Countdown at the same time. And that is just phenomenal. You know, I look at that. And
Especially for a high schooler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I find things like that so incredibly impressive. And it really speaks to the character of a person. Or you've got your life sorted out. You can do 6 hours, make $100,000 a year. Bob's your uncle. I'd like that job. And unfortunately, OnlyFans isn't for me. Anyway, maybe only feet. No, I'm kidding. My toenails are gross. So in your apprenticeship was 3 years. Is that
Mine
about
was
right?
4.
4.
It was long.
Was that because that first year was longer, and you weren't able to go as much because you were working?
I would say so.
Okay,
yeah, I would
right.
say that because it wasn't like full time as in 6 days.
Yeah.
Whereas when I could do 6 days, I did do 6 days.
Yeah.
So it was like 3 to 4 days. But then, you know, sometimes I'd finish my bakery job and then I'd go and clean up after.
Right. Yeah.
So it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Bakery, clean up, Domino's. Wow. I have to pay respect to that. That is hugely impressive. So 21 years old, and that's when you finish your apprenticeship. Or 22.
I think I was 22. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was 22 when I finished my apprenticeship.
Yeah. And then do you carry on with all the jobs, or
I actually was earning enough in my last year of my apprenticeship
Yeah.
that I could quit my jobs, my Domino's job.
wow.
Because I was doing night shift and closing at Domino's.
Friday, Saturday nights.
Yeah, hey guys.
Yeah.
If you remember me from Saturday night, closing at 1 o'clock in the
Were
morning.
you the Carmo or the Water
I
Street
did
one?
both.
Oh wow.
There was a time when they got the shift managers at Water Street to go up to teach and then just like make up for lack of staff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
Missions. It feels like that time of my life, I feel like a zombie. I can't really remember a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like I only remember the negative stuff because I was just like, ooh.
But it's funny, you know, because you can look back on it now and you go, man, I really did that and I survived.
Sometimes it was hard to see, like, is this going to work out for me because I'm working so hard? I'm like, am I going to be an artist like I want to be? Is this going to, like...
Yep.
And I just, you know, didn't know, I couldn't see my future. But then once I got past that, I was like, all right, now I can focus on actually what I want to specialize more in and work on my art side and tattoo side of things.
When you were apprenticing, do you have sort of any inclination as to what styles you were going to specialize in, or were you sort of were you sort of in that discovery phase as well?
I was still in a discovery phase, and it wasn't till closer to the end of it where I was sort of figuring out what styles I would do. So I knew that I was going to probably focus on doing some realism, fine line, and like that mandala geometric stuff.
Yeah, that was for everyone that's watching or listening, as soon as I heard that, I was like, well, those are words I'd never thought I'd hear in a sentence. Having been shown some examples, I now completely get it, and it is very cool. It's amazingly awesome. That stuff was never around when I was when I got my first one. So it all seems very new.
It actually started becoming a style when I was in my apprenticeship. So
oh wow,
I think that's why I quite liked it, is because it was new. So I was like, you know, and then the other tattooists, my mentors and stuff, it was something new to them. So like, why don't you give this a go? I'm like, okay. And then I just fell into it.
Wow. Was there sort of any influence from your mentor to go down a certain path, or?
He definitely encouraged doing multiple styles, so
right.
that you have,
okay, yeah.
Which was like a really good piece of advice, because you know there's, I wouldn't say phases, but you know not everyone wants just this style, not everyone wants just that. But also I quite like it because you know sometimes I do too much of one style. I'm like, man, I just want to do something like, and I still love it.
Yeah.
It's just like you do so much in a row, and then you do like realism, and like, wow. I'd love that. And just change it up.
Absolutely. And I think certain styles, they kind of come in and out of popularity. Would that be fair to say?
It is also city dependent, because I find when I've...
Really?
Yeah. Whangarei is different to, like Auckland. And
I would imagine that. But regionally different? Like here to New Plymouth, to Tauranga, to
I
Hawke's
would say,
Bay?
like, there's always, like, what is on social media is always popular. But, like, what people see is what they are inclined to get. So if people are more so going to see the style around Whangarei, they'll be like, yeah, I want that.
Wow.
That's cool.
Okay.
So it is a lot of word of mouth. And social media does influence what people get and trends and stuff, especially more so, since, I don't know, last 5 years, 6 years.
The lockdown?
Yeah.
Yeah. Social media has become all consuming. Okay, so you finish your apprenticeship and then what do you do? Do you stay with the studio? Do you move to another studio? Where
I stayed there.
Okay.
I was happy there.
No desire to look anywhere else or to even relocate somewhere else?
I had been offered jobs in other places, other cities when I would guest spot. When I had guest spotted in Christchurch.
So,
or
what is a guest spot, please?
So a guest spot is when you potentially just work a week at another studio in another city.
Does the studio sort of reach out to you and say, hey, we'd like to guest spot you for a week and then pay for flights and accommodation and stuff like that? Or is it more I'm on holiday and I'm fucking down in Dunedin, I could do a guest spot?
No, I reached out to them because we had a mutual friend and I was like, hey, I'm friends with so-and-so and I'm actually just keen to just do a guest spot down there.
Wow.
And then you make friends with other tattooists at, say, conventions, or you just make friends with them online and you're like, oh, if you're ever keen to do a guest spot, let me know.
Yeah.
So making connections and stuff is really good with other tattooists.
Obviously, guest spots gives you please just allow me to see if I get my understanding of this. Guest spots gives you an opportunity to not only go to another city and highlight or showcase your work, but to also learn from other tattooists as well?
Yeah, potentially. I mean, if you're surrounding yourself with people that specialize in other things or specialize in something you do but are better than you, then you're always going to take away from that experience. Or, every time I've gone on a guest spot, which hasn't been a lot, to be fair. I've only guest spotted at 2 shops.
Well, that's 2 more than me.
Yeah, but I've done multiple guest spots at these.
Nice.
But I wouldn't say multiple, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, so you've got one spot and you might go there 3 or 4 times, for example.
Yeah, so I've guest spotted at one place twice and another place 3 times.
That's pretty cool, though.
And then I've tried to get into the tattoo conventions, and that's almost like guest spotting, but there's heaps of people, thousands coming through. I don't know where I was going with.
That's okay. That's fine. We'll let us segue. So, where did you do your tattoo apprenticeship?
I did it in Whangarei at a place called Moko Fusion.
Okay. And once you finished, you said you stayed there for a little while. How long were you with Moko Fusion for?
About 9 years-ish.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And just happy the whole time?
It wasn't until after I had a baby that I kind of... And it wasn't... Yeah, so I had a baby and I was like, I kind of would like to change my environment. And so I could focus more on work and...
Right.
Because where it was a barbershop as well. When it had relocated, so it was very overwhelming with all these people looking, and you get overstimulated, and then I just had a baby, so I was overstimulated, and touched out, and and then it took me months to build up the courage to kind of be like, hey, I kind of want to move on.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about the possibility of...
pretty nervous about...
Yeah, well, I mean, 9 years in one space is again pretty impressive, but I think that goes to reflect your work ethic and who you are as a person. Okay. So we have that awkward conversation with the boss.
Mm.
And he's like, please don't leave.
No, he was actually
supportive of it.
Yeah, he was not bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you do after that? Did you take time off to be a mum, or?
This was after I'd already had my maternity leave.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I had my maternity leave. I planned on actually going back to work and my husband being the stay-at-home parent.
Really?
But then I had an emergency C-section and
that
changed everything.
It changes life, right? Yeah. Okay.
And I remember my first tattoo back was so painful, which was it was 8 or 9 weeks after I had a baby, and I was doing her tummy and I was bending over. I was like, wow,
oh, wow. Wow. And to be fair, 8 or 9 weeks is quite quick.
Yeah, but I wanted to go back quicker. I love my job, but I don't mean go back full time. I just mean I was going back once a week.
Right, yeah. You kind of eased back in
yes.
part time, one day, a couple days.
1 day, and then it went to 3 days.
Yeah.
And then instead of working pre-baby, I was working 6 days a week.
Okay.
But after my baby, I was like, no, only 4 days a week.
Yeah, that's cool though. Gives you a bit more work-life balance, right?
Yeah, and I felt I functioned better as a mum as well.
Yeah.
Still having that, going back to my passion as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's the thing, is that it had been your passion for so long.
Mm.
So you're 30 at this point, and you're like, okay, cool. What do you do? You go, I'm leaving.
I'm not 30 yet.
You're not 30 yet?
No. I was like, hang on, the math isn't mathing. No.
Yeah, because I was just like, well, you finished at 22. That's you're
9 years all up.
Yeah.
So including the apprenticeship.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I was like going 9 years on top of.
No.
Okay, so 9 years all up. Yeah, all right. I'm a bit special. So that makes you about 27, 28.
Yes.
Yeah. Right, cool. Yes. I just do maths in my head super fast. So what do you do with yourself?
After having the baby? Sorry?
After leaving?
Well, I did say that I came back to work.
Yeah.
And then, so this is a year and a bit later, maybe a year and a half or so later.
Okay. Yeah.
I just said I wanted to open up a studio and just have my own little space, and I just wanted to set my own vibe.
Yeah.
And just,
How? So this is where it's going to get interesting, because every now and then some guests come on and we sort of talk about the business side of creativity. So setting up your own studio, did you instantly have a location, or were you working out of somewhere, or how did that sort of look like for you?
I suppose, it's going to get very detailed. I wasn't going to mention it, but he did offer me to buy his studio. And then at the time I was like, yeah. But then turns out I couldn't actually afford it. So, and then I was like, I think I'm just going to go back to the original plan and just open my own studio. Because he has now moved on and moved to Australia. So when I told him I was going to leave, is when he knew he was going to move to Australia eventually. Right, yeah. But hadn't yet. So, yeah.
So also for him looking at making a change in his life as well. And it was just kind of going to be one of those things if it had worked out.
Yeah, but it didn't quite work out financially. So
yeah.
I didn't have the money to buy a business.
Buying a business that's scaled up and has quite a lot of offerings and a lot of goodwill in the community can be quite expensive.
Yes. So I just used all the savings that I had to open up a studio. And I was quite open. I said, I worked there till a certain point. Then, I was still working there while setting up a shop.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Interesting.
And then just went into work. Yeah.
Okay. So the location you're at the moment, was that where you just instantly started up? Or did you start somewhere else and then...
No, I started there. My husband sent me an ad, and it was funny because when I was on maternity leave, I'd always walk past this, the location. I'd be like, man, that'd be a cool tattoo studio location. And then my husband sent me that. I was like, no way. I honestly used to think that would be a cool tattoo studio location, and then it was up for
now.
lease.
I've got to remember. See if I remember this correctly. There used to be a property management company.
Judy Morgan.
There we go.
They were the people that actually got me my first house.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's so crazy.
So they were my first property
Yep.
managers.
Same with me. When I moved to Whangarei and I got this place, they got me in. That was, man, I still remember that day. It's hilarious.
Did they bring their cameras around the renters show?
Yeah. Cameras came around a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, my son was up here and I managed to secure a job up here and I was going to relocate. So it was a Friday and I drove up because I was living in Auckland. Drove up and I went to one place and I was like, that's not for me. Came here and then the property manager kind of was like, oh, it's lovely to see you. Apparently wearing a shirt and tidy pants and dress shoes was well above the standard of the people that had already come through and had a look. So I was like, oh, okay. Hey, how are you? Yeah, it's good. Took me for a bit of the tour. First thing I always do, any house, check the shower pressure. I don't know why, because I just like a powerful shower. And by the time I'd finished walking through the house, the property manager was like, well, the place is yours. And I was like, oh, okay. I'll take it. I hadn't even been here for 40 minutes. It was great. But then, now I think Judy ended up closing the property management company, and then she went to work for Harcourts, if I remember right.
I don't quite know.
And then, but was that building, was that premises, was there anything else in there?
There was an engineering company in there.
That's right. Yeah, but just the one. So we like Judy Morgan's engineering firm, and then you,
and then me. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we're going back a few years. I feel extra old now, but that's okay. All right, so you've taken the huge step, and it is a huge step because essentially you're investing your entire life savings
pretty much
into this
after having a baby.
Hey, risk all round.
Mm-hmm.
How was that first year?
I must admit, I had a lot of insecurities.
Yeah.
And before, when you mentioned the whole people trying to bring you down thing, it didn't happen until then.
Really?
You know, like hearing remarks like, oh, you're not going to do well. Or hearing people say, oh, you're just going to burn your business into the ground, you know, stuff like that. So I had a lot of, I was very self-conscious and like worried that whole first year, that when it got to the first year, I didn't even celebrate being 1 year.
Really?
Because I just didn't feel like I was, that I did good.
Was it, ooh, okay, I'm going to ask a topical question. Was it other people in the industry or was it like people outside that were bringing you down?
Well, like any industry, there's always going to be the people that support you and there's always going to be people that won't.
Very diplomatic of you. That's a great answer. Far out. Okay. Yeah, that's...
But I have so much support, and my husband was one of my biggest.
Yeah. Is he like covered?
He is. He's got more tattoos than me. He was actually my lockdown dummy. He got sick of tattoos. Like, I'm done getting tattoos.
Seriously, just cuddle me. Don't pull the...
Yeah.
just want cuddles. Don't tattoo
I'm
shit
sore.
on me. Yeah. Toughen up.
I got a leg sleeve out of lockdown, so...
That's funny. Oh, shit. So, how long have you been in your current location for?
It'll be 3 years in October.
Congratulations. So we're sitting
Thank
at
you.
about 2.5 at the moment, just over.
Yes.
That's amazing. And that's very cool. We talk about the location like it's some fucking secret thing.
No, it's on Bank Street.
It is.
Like, you'd probably drive past it.
Yes. It's where...
Pretty low key.
Yeah, it's across the road from...
The primary school. Where I will send my kid.
Absolutely,
Man,
you
that'd
do.
be so easy.
I know. Go to school, mum works, comes up, built an apprentice.
Well, she's already learned how to be sanitary, so raising her to not touch things she shouldn't because of cross-contamination.
Yeah.
So I actually don't allow children in the studio for that reason because it is health and safety.
Yes.
Even like I get a little bit like, ooh, with my kids in there.
Yeah. Well, kids are fiddle fingers, right?
Yeah, and you never know what kind of, you don't know what customer, not everyone's going to tell you what they have. So you always have to think like everyone's got Hep C. That's the mindset you got to have. You got to say,
what? Wait, what?
Not everyone will disclose with you if they have a bloodborne pathogen or something. So you just have to think every client might have it so that you're always being sanitary and always doing the right. Well, that's me anyway.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here going, fuck, that was never even discussed when I got tattoos. It's Hep C. Is that really that prevalent?
Well, if you're not cleaning properly and like say, their blood gets on an unwrapped armrest and then someone touches that and they have like, it's as easy as that. So you actually have to register with the DHB as well as a tattoo studio.
Really?
So that if there is something they can, trace it back.
Wow. That's almost like...
That's why I'm like, cleanliness and hygiene is so important.
Yeah.
Because, I don't want it either. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if anyone's wandering around going, give me Hep C.
Yeah, but, cross-contamination, something as little as like a cord getting a little bit of blood.
Yeah.
And that cord touching your station or touching a phone or touching a drink bottle.
Wow. I'll be honest, hadn't even thought of that. That's crazy.
So that's why I'm a little bit thing about children coming in. And then when my child's in, I'm like watching her like, oh, mate, you stay on that couch.
Yeah. Don't you touch my shit.
Yeah, stay on that couch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sanitize your hands. Wash your hands.
Here's a plastic jumpsuit for you to wear.
Mm-hmm.
Burn it when we leave. Wow. It's just...
There's so much to the tattoo industry than just tattooing. There's the whole hygiene thing of it as well.
Yeah, and see, all of this is just totally blowing my mind. I mean, I knew you had to be tidy and stuff like that. You don't reuse needles and that sort of thing. Alcohol or isopropyl and that sort of stuff sort of is your best friend.
I can't even smell that anymore. I use it so often I can't even smell it. And my customers like, I'm like, I can't smell it.
Yeah.
Dettol. I can't smell Dettol. I can't smell the hospital grade viral clean that I order. Because we just use it. I don't know if that's a good thing.
But it is. And you know what you could do? And I'm just going to throw a really dumb idea out there, is you could almost invent like a tattoo cleaning bomb. Where you just, it's a little product that's round and you just pop it in the middle of your studio and it just goes, poof, and then everything's
like a bug
clean.
Bomb?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
I've never, you might be on something there. Maybe you
Copyright, patent pending. You heard it here first on Northland Artists Conversation. Yeah, that would make life so much easier. You walk out, drop your bomb, and then walk... Come back in 10 minutes later, wipe up, and Bob's your uncle. It's just kind of sorted, right? And yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Northland Artists Conversation will be the next topic. Yeah, we'll make that the 2027 podcast. Wow. This is just eye-opening. Absolutely. So much.
That's still not even half of the half of it with tattooing. There's a whole lot of admin. A lot of people don't realize actually tattooing is not just a career, it's a lifestyle. So you might be tattooing from 9 till 5.
Yeah.
But you still got all that admin time talking to clients outside of work.
Yeah.
And then the drawing. There are artists
and appearing on podcasts and social media and stuff.
Yeah, there are tattoo artists as well that they can draw design, but that design, just to draw it before they tattoo it, will take 20 hours. There's a guy, his name's Kara. He does the most amazing drawings, but he spends so much time drawing before he even does the tattoo. So and that's outside of your tattoo hours.
Yeah.
And then there's the admin. And then there's still balancing being a mum or parent or or other hobbies.
Or even just trying to have a partner and a social life.
Yeah. You make some sacrifices sometimes, but
Yeah.
No, my social life is kind of work or CrossFit. So.
CrossFit.
Yeah, so that's my
hits all the muscle groups pretty quickly, right?
Yeah. Well, I feel like because it is such a sitting down job and a mentally I can't think of the word, but use a lot of your brain power doing tattooing, that I feel like it's good to have some type of physical release, whether it's sport or something outside of creativity, to get some type of endorphin rush and then keep your body healthy, because a healthy body means you'll be mentally healthy as well.
Yeah.
So and then I kind of use it as my social time, like, hey everybody, and we're dying and getting fit and dying and
sucking in the oxygen, wondering where the tank is going.
Asthma attacks.
Yeah. Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, me with my steroid inhaler, dying.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess you man, it's so interesting. You brought up mental health because we've quite often we'll touch on that here, because a lot of creative people suffer from mental health challenges, and it just
imposter syndrome is another thing.
Yeah,
that a lot of artists get.
Yeah, do you ever have that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I still do.
Yeah, it's ongoing.
Yeah,
but you just gotta post that picture. You just gotta give yourself a pat on the back. Yeah, look at it a week later.
Yeah. It's funny how a lot of creatives, I'll use it loosely. A fair percentage of creative people will have mental health challenges at one point in time in their lives, and it really depends on how you tackle those. A lot of creatives, musicians, actors, and stuff like that, drugs and alcohol. But it's interesting because you have gone down the health route and all that sort of stuff. Again, so young. What the hell? This is a compliment. Say thank you.
Thanks.
There you go. That's right, Trevor. But it's so very cool, the fact that you're in the position where you are. As you said, you're under 30. You've got your own. You are under 30, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Under 30, thank God. But you've got your own business and it's thriving. And we're filming this podcast 2 days before Good Friday, and you're going to be open, and you're going to be super busy.
Well, and I'm technically not working. I'm just teaching my apprentices.
You're teaching, but holy shit, you're going to be busy, and that's great. And this podcast is being recorded the last day of March for 2026. Economically, it's a very tough time.
It is. Last year was also tough on the industry in general as well.
I remember last year, the start of the year, it was thrive in 25, and then as the year went on, it was survive in 25. I don't know what the 26 version is.
Gas, no. Tattoos for gas?
Yeah.
No.
Trades, yeah. But it's this year has been a real, what the hell? There's been a WTF moments, and lots of them. And, you're in an industry where it's discretionary spending, right?
Where we're not, you're
not food, shelter, or,
we're not important, we're not necessities. Yeah. But I thought that was what was going to happen straight after COVID. COVID really was something else. We were so busy as soon as we opened, but I think that was the whole everyone being locked in and being mentally frustrated as well. And I expected to be dead after COVID, but it was the busiest.
Yeah. Well,
I suppose everyone was saving money.
Yeah. That was the interesting thing,
whereas
right?
It's really tough now.
Is you had people that weren't going out, so they weren't spending money on petrol because they weren't doing the jaunts or the drives or going around and visit people. You didn't really have a lot of like we became a lot smarter with how we spent money on food, for example.
Yes.
Like takeaways just went massively down, and home cooked meals seemed to go through a massive rise. Unfortunately, drinking increased during that time.
Yeah, that wasn't me, but
nationwide.
I do
wasn't
understand
me,
that
and it makes sense.
Yeah.
But like people spending discretionary money kind of stopped.
Yeah.
So everyone just got smarter with how they spent their money, and a good chunk of people walked away with quite a bit of cash, especially after 3 months. How do you survive? You blow off some steam, do a holiday, get a tattoo.
Yeah, that's what happened after COVID. But it's, again, that was so unpredictable, whereas it's unpredictable now. It always is unpredictable. You never know what it's going to be like in the economy. Last year was tough on a lot of people.
Yep. Yes,
and this year could still be tough.
Yes.
You never know.
Yeah. The rate of businesses that are having to close their doors in Northland as a whole at the moment is actually on the increase. It'll be more than last year if it keeps going the way it is. However, I want to say this on the record. I'm going to come see you for a tattoo.
I'll be happy to do
Thankfully.
a tattoo for you.
Oh, it's nice to know that I'm going to get the boss lady to give me one. And I will pay market rates too, because I'm not a complete twat. Thank you so much for coming in and sitting down with us. Honestly, I've had an absolute blast. And despite all the technical difficulties we had before we started recording, I've still learnt just ridiculous amounts. Would you want to come back on?
Yeah, I mean, if you're happy to have me.
Yes, yeah. We invite every guest. There's actually only been a couple that have taken us up on the offer, but man, if you're off to, because like tattoo conventions and awards and stuff like that, if you're out and you're doing something cool like that and you just want to have, come and share beforehand or after, or just share some amazing success or milestone, we would love to have you on, and then we get to learn a bit more about you as well.
Yeah. Or the industry, yeah.
Yes, or the industry.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Thank you so much for coming in and joining us. I really appreciate it.
Me.
Man, you fucking badass guest. All right. And if you're watching this on camera, she's got a lot of leg tattoos. All right. Thank you. I couldn't help myself. Thank you. Hey, everyone. Thanks for checking out that whole podcast. If you've made it to the end, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Jay was a very, very cool guest. We sort of talked at the end after we'd taken like a few photos and bits and pieces, and she said she actually was quite nervous, and she didn't know how the podcast was going to go, and she was just like super stoked as to how nice and casual and informal everything felt. So thank you so much for letting us know that's what we always like. We just want to have some really cool conversations with some really interesting people. I'm going to quickly flick across to my camera. The reason I say that is because we would love to hear from you. We reach out to a lot of people across Northland about being on the podcast, and sometimes we get people saying, I'm not really an artist. Yeah, you are. We're all, in one way or another, we're all artists. We would love to have you on. So I'm just going to quickly give you guys all of the bits and pieces and the details, and follow us, like us, subscribe, and we would love to have you on. So for the visuals, you can find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, all Northland Artists Conversation. It'll be coming up somewhere down there. For audio, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube podcasts as well. But we are actually on a lot more platforms as well. Again, Northland Artists Conversation, have a look. The easiest way to find us is just open up a web browser of your choice, whether it be Edge or Chrome or DuckDuckGo or Firefox or anything along those lines. Just type in Northland Artists Conversation and you'll find us. Then pick whichever way is best for you to consume your media and just join us, and that'll be totally cool. For all the artists, we would love to hear from you. Just please feel free to email us. And the email address is hello at northlandartistconversation.co.nz. Again, we just keep everything super simple, so thanks very much. Going to flick back to the wide camera now. A lot of highlights that stood out with this podcast for me. There were some very cool things. It was interesting hearing about Jay's work ethic, and how that really continues to this day. Talking about the perils of kind of starting your own business, and mental health and imposter syndrome, and what she does to kind of manage that as well. Yeah, so many very cool and very inspiring things. It's kind of hard not to be like blown away by it. So on behalf of myself and editor Lee, who is in the studio, and producer Andrew, who popped in and popped out to fix the issues that we'd had, my name is Mark Kelly. I am your host. Thank you so much for joining us on the Northland Artists Conversation. We will see you guys real soon.